In this video, we're going to look at 3 players that should be on your watch list for game week 18. Let's take a look at them. Hi Fantasy Managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video, it is a watch list for game week 18. A really severely hampered and hit COVID, or Omicron, whatever you want to call it, game week 18. Only 5 fixtures remain at the time of recording, which is just after game week 17 has finished. So there's some of these games which I just don't know are going to go ahead. I mean, Spurs obviously haven't played the last few games. There's a worry about that. I know Villa have got players reported, but we'll wait and see. And there's not much we can do at the moment. We can make plans, but I certainly suggest not doing anything until we've heard those press conferences and even just waiting up until the deadline, because games are getting called off at such a late day. Obviously there was Leicester Spurs, so just so many things out there. I somehow feel that there's just such an opportunity, just if I'm just going to stay in my FPL bubble, to try and get an edge on other people by doing transfers, by having a strong bench and just fielding more players and other people. So trying to take advantage by just slightly being more organised and ahead of the curve. But those fixtures, they're the ones that remain. And remember, if you like your FPL content, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Plenty more. I'm going to do a free hit possible sort of put together tomorrow morning. Let's have a look and see what you think of that. Some people might be interested in that. In the meantime, let's have a look at these 3 players that I'll be looking at to bring in for this weekend. So the first player on the list has got to be Mason Mount. 7.6, plays in midfield for Chelsea, 20% owned. That's really high, to be fair. It's nearly 1 in 5 people in the FPL own him at the moment. You can see why. He's just scoring goals every week for Chelsea at the moment, and he's nailed in that Chelsea side. Even though they're struggling, he's certainly carrying the can and the fight for them. Those fixtures don't look brilliant. I mean, Wolves, tough nut to crack. They don't concede many goals, so I don't know. Does he look like we're possibly going to Wolves and scoring? You know what? He could score against absolutely anyone. He's got them Villa away, Brighton at home. So some tough games. I think Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham. But it is Chelsea we're talking about. And if you can get a 7.6 midfielder playing in that Chelsea side on song, even though not at the moment, maybe he's a good option. And I mean, at the moment, just getting players out seems to be the order of the day. He's got 7 goals this season. That's as many as the top scorer for Chelsea last year, which was Jorginho, all pen. So already he's sort of the standout player for them. Obviously, 3 of those coming in the one game against Norwich. 5 assists as well. He's just chipping in. He's having a great season, really is. His goal involvement is really high as well. Expected goals involvement 0.76. That's really good. He's not a premium price midfielder, remember. 7.6. He's sort of competing for the same sort of positions as the likes of Bernardo, for the likes of Gundogan. And I think he's certainly producing the goods for Chelsea. I think he's a really nice option. Shots in and around the box per 9 minutes, 2.6. He's getting in good positions. Even tonight, he had some really good opportunities before he even scored his goal. So Mason Mount looks like a really nice option for me. 7 goals, 5 assists. All those figures look brilliant. Those fixtures do worry me a little bit. Pros and cons. We started the last 4, as we know. He's got great XGI, 4 and 4. Can't ask for any more than that. That's what we like. He's getting more points for those high-scoring midfield goals that they do get. One thing, I could put this on absolutely every one of them, couldn't I? COVID, we just don't know. Games could get called off last minute. Chelsea could be impacted. Just don't know. So I could put that on all of them. I don't see many other downsides to him, really, if I'm honest. I'm certainly seriously considering bringing him in, because I think Chelsea's fixtures, if they go ahead, even though they're hard, at least they're going ahead, and he's nailed in that midfield and he's scoring goals. What's not to like about those things? So for me, Mason Mount looks like a really good option. Let's have a look at this one. Next one's really interesting. Martinelli, 5.2. What I love about this player is he's only owned by 0.5% of the community, so hardly anyone at all. What a differential. But he's down as a midfielder, playing up front. He's got Leeds away coming up next, then Norwich. 2 sides who really are struggling at the moment. You would think that there's goals there for Arsenal. Wolves at home, Man City looks difficult. Tottenham, Burnley, but you don't really mind benching someone at 5.2. I don't think just for that Man City game, putting him to one side would hurt too much. but he looks like a really good option as well at the moment. He's only got 2 goals, so he's only just come into the Chelsea, the Arsenal side. He's got 3 assists for them as well, so he's got good goal involvement. Can't knock that. 0.68, really good. You've got to bear in mind, he's only 5.2. So for that sort of price, to get that sort of goal involvement is really nice. His shots in and around the box, absolutely fine at 2.25. So all in all, those stats really stack up for a 5.2 budget midfielder playing up front for an Arsenal side that are in form at the moment. With those fixtures, he really does compete alongside Mason Mount in terms of which one gets the nod. I mean, Martinelli for me, possibly with that extra money, 5.2, with the disciplinary issues that Aubameyang has as well. Is there much else competition up front for Arsenal? Lacazette's playing. Obviously, Wood if Nketiah comes in and rotate. At the moment, though, Martinelli in form, scoring goals, goal contributions. He looks good to me. Started the last 4. The fixtures look really nice. 3 goal involvements in the last 4 games. Looks excellent. His price is obviously so appealing. It's the risk. The only thing, the only downside I can find is rotation. I don't know. I think at the moment they have no distractions with Europe. I think that he just plays. I don't know how much of rotation risk he is. And at 5.2, I didn't feel I've risked a lot and lost a lot either. He's a good enabler. Martinelli looks like a great option at the moment. The last player on this watch list then is Jacob Ramsey. He plays in midfield for Aston Villa. He's owned by a very low 0.9% of the FPL community. That's very, very low indeed. Could make a whole video on differentials just out of this watch list. Burnley, Leeds, Brentford, Everton and White there. You could argue they're possibly agreeing with the problems they've got at the moment. So there's some nice fixtures for him coming up. Chelsea and Manchester United intermingled in those. You wouldn't mind dropping him a 4.5 for those fixtures. He's got 2 goals, both away from home. Obviously the latest one coming at Norwich when he opened a scoring there. So it's possibly one of the reasons why he's on the watch list at the moment. 2 goals, no assists at the moment either. But encouragingly, he's playing in that midfield for Aston Villa. His goal involvement is low expected, only 0.2. That's not great, but we have to bear in mind he's only 4.5. He's getting a shot at 1.66 in and around the box per 90. Again, not brilliant. They've had some tough fixtures, you would say, though, Aston Villa, over the last few weeks. Manchester City the other day, obviously they went to Liverpool. So some difficult games for them. So possibly in that run that he's XGI and shots has taken a dip. Perhaps it'll be reflected over a longer period of time, more stats against weaker opposition. But there you go. Not wildly impressed, but you have to bear in mind if I was paying 6 or 7 million, I don't think he'd be on here. But for 4.5, wow, he enables you to do so much more. He enables you to stretch to maybe bringing in a KDB. For me, if I was looking for someone to bring in a Ronaldo, or was beforehand, Ramsey just allow you to stretch to that. So 6 games on the Gerrard so far. He has started 5 of them. I think he missed the Manchester City one. So that's encouraging as well. Fixtures look pretty decent. Like I said, you don't mind benching a 4.5. He is a cheap, he's an enabler, allows you to stretch to a KDB, to a Ronaldo, someone like that if you want to upgrade elsewhere. Only problem is he's got a low XGI. Whether or not with more statistics, more games under his belt against different opposition that perhaps aren't in the top 4, he will get much better at that. But at 4.5, I think he's the best option out of all of those, in lots of Hoyvier and Allen and Decore. I just think he's a much better option than Basuma. He's getting forward, and you know he's scoring goals. He looks in form. It was a great goal he scored the other night, so he certainly passes the eye test. But those fixtures, Aston Villa playing well. You know what? He could certainly chip in, and again at 4.5, he doesn't have to start either. So purely on that reason, for 4.5, attacking midfielder, getting regular football, he makes it onto my watch list. That's just an enabler, if anything else. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Those are the fixtures that are going ahead as we speak. Things changing all the time. I absolutely urge you to wait until the last minute to find out what's happening. Even waiting at the last minute, I've got some real worries about that Spurs-Liverpool game in particular. But you know what? There's very little we can do. I can't change my side wholesale. These players with Villa, Arsenal, maybe they're more likely to go ahead because we're getting more notice. We'll have to wait and see. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy FPL content. There'll be more watch list, team selections, free hit video be nice to put together. So hit the subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you get to know when they come out. In the meantime, I hope you have a good game week, and I shall speak to you soon.